In this short video, we are going to look more at the effects of acid rain rather than its causes or how it's produced. So, just to recall, acid rain is produced when either sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide or nitrous oxides dissolve in rainwater, lowering its pH, making it slightly acidic. So, what we're going to look at is a small area, and we're going to look at the potential effects that the acid rain is going to have on the ecosystems and some of the small businesses around it, just to give you a fuller idea about the consequences of acid rain and some extra things that you might want to think about when answering exam questions, just to try and push for those few extra marks. So the first thing that is worth noting is that acid rain, when it falls, can go and build up in lakes. As it builds up in lakes, it causes the fish in the lakes to die. This is because it goes and it affects the fish's gills, which stops them breathing. So if you have an ecosystem, such as birds on an island in the middle, that are reliant on those fish, those birds will either die or will have to move on. If you have shops and such forth that are reliant on fish, so like a fishing shop, that may have to close. Further to that, if you have another small business that relies on watching the birds that were there before, that would also have to shut because evidently the birds have moved away. The next part that I want us just to look at or think about is the fact that acid rain goes and it kills trees. Acid rain kills trees because it affects the chlorophyll within the leaves, thereby stopping the leaves from photosynthesizing. So if in this area all the forest died off, the small person who's running a little forest walks business would go out of business. If there's no woods, then this little wood shop would have to shut. If you have some sort of, for instance, apple orchard that went and grew apples, they would also die off. Further into that, that would go and affect any small business that went and relied on those apples. So something like a cider mill would no longer have any apples that it could use. So we're going and we're thinking about further consequences of the trees dying, not just the fact that the trees are being killed off by the acid rain. The final consequence of acid rain that we want to think about is its effect on limestone. So lots of old buildings, especially old churches and such forth, are built out of limestone. Progressively over time, acid rain will dissolve limestone, therefore damaging it. Damage to these old buildings costs a huge quantity of money to repair every year and will have an effect on the local economy. So there are just a few different things that you might want to think about when thinking about the consequences of acid rain within a single area and answering exam questions, just to go and push on, just to show that you are able to go and think a little bit more out of the box.